Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the CAN bus Wurm network and some things that you need to keep in mind. So the first thing we're going to have a look at is the main network, which is the CAN bus network. This network goes from your main controllers and is linked all the way through, daisy chained through all of your master controllers on the CAN bus network. One thing to keep in mind is that you never connect anything directly on a T-joint like that onto another controller, because this obviously will not work. So that's something you need to keep in mind. Always keep the daisy chain in a single loop all the way around all the controllers. The next thing we've got to keep in mind is at the end of each controller and at the start of the controller network, we need to add in a resistor, 120 ohm resistor. Then from the main network, then from our controllers, this will be then the sub-network, which is the field bus network. And the field bus network, again, is linked all the way down, all the way up to 8 controllers. Okay, so on the field bus network, you've got to remember that we also need a start and an end resistor. So the start resistor on the first controller and end resistor on the last controller. So on the back of the controller, you can see that we can use just a patch cable, which is very, very simple for the controllers that are next to each other. It's just a matter of clipping it in, and then you can clip it into the network next controller over here. You've also got the option to actually use a wired system, which is over here. So you don't have to use the patch network. You can use the wired system. And then these two switches over here will actually be your end-of-line resistors that you can switch on and off, or you can use the normal resistors, which I'll show you in a moment. For our end-of-line and start-of-line resistors, we have a few different options. The first option is just your standard resistor. The second option is the resistor that's already connected into the plug terminal. And then we've also got the end-of-line resistor that will plug into your network cable port over there. The other option, if you're going to be using the wires, your wires will come in over here, and then this can be patched into your main network over there. If you need to jump into a cable over here, we also have a CAN bridge, which we can install here, which is going to be the CAN bridge. And then what we can do is we can install the cable here and then there, and then we can just make sure that that isn't in there like that, over there. And then from here we can actually start another network, which could be the CAN bus 2, and then we could carry on with other controllers after that. But that we'll do in another video. We'll explain everything to you then. With regards to the actual network itself, you can have up to 120 master controllers, and then each master controller can also have up to 8 field bus controllers on that network. So something to keep in mind as well, if you have a major issue with the network on your field bus and the cable is broken or it's been damaged, with this type of network setup, all of the main controllers will still be active and still work fine. You will only have an issue on this line over here. All of the rest of them will be 100%. Keep in mind that most of these main controllers will be in the plant room, and then the field bus will be the longer cable. So all the shorter cables will be just patched between the controllers inside the plant room. If you want to have more information, what you can do is you can download the CAN bus brochure from the Wurm portal. It's got all the information in here about the CAN bus and the field bus network. As long as you're registered, then you can log in and download it and read your manual.